Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Today we're going to be coloring the CC Design, what's the name of this? Summer Together stamps. And I think I'm going to do the cow. She's so cute. Okay, I'm going to stamp her and color her and just, zoom through that because that takes a long time. Oh, I bought this. It's a photopolymer. I don't even know what they call it. It's a mat, right? From Amazon. I'm trying to see how good it is and how long it lasts. But it's really helping me with my stamping since now it has like, I don't know, a little bit of cushion underneath it. And it does hold the cardstock in place. I used it a couple of times and so far so good. So it's not moving. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. I'll be back. Okay, so I already colored it. I did my glossy accents, and then I did a mask so I can do the background without affecting our character. And I moved the foot here, so might as well fix it now. Okay, so I wanted to do something like sand. And I'm just gonna cut just a shape out. And I'm gonna use this part. And I'm gonna do this. But I'm also gonna cover this a little bit just in case my brush goes over. And to me, this is like the most nerve-wracking part because after doing all that coloring, I can ruin it right here. All right, let me fix this one here. Kind of shift it a little bit. Okay. Smooth that a little bit. Okay, I think we're good. All right, I'm gonna start off with the tattered rose. And then I'm gonna bring in some of the vintage. I didn't want it to be too dark, so I figured I'd bring in this color since it's the only light what color I have that will look a little bit like sand. Okay. All right, now let's bring in a darker one. And let's use this brush. And I'm really gonna move this a little bit just so I have a little more space. And just bring in a little bit of the color. It's more to get a good edge, right? So I think that's good. All right, let's remove this mask. And we're still good there. And now we can color with our blue. If you wanted to, you can try your best to cover this part up. Let me see. Just to protect that color. Okay. And now we're gonna come in with our clouds just to make it look like a sky. I've used this several times. Okay. So I'm gonna start at the top and work my way down. Let's get our light blue brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and flip this so I don't have any mistakes. You don't want that color to blend. Okay. All right, let's bring that down. I think I need to get a new tumble glass. Since this has glossy accents on it, I could come back and just wipe it down. Could have done this with yellow. Move this out the way. And we're almost done. I'm going to try to cover this up a little bit. And I think we're pretty good. You can't really see it on the camera, but there's this guy there. Let me see. See, it's very light. Maybe we'll see it better when this comes off. And there we go. So now we have her on a background. Let me see. Let's see. There we go. So it's very light. It's very subtle. You can go back in and make it darker if you want. And the way you would do that is just basically covering up some of those areas, like this one. And I'm going to be careful because I took off the mask already. And just really come in with some ink. So you can see it a little better now. See it? So it's visible. You'll see it in the pictures later. Okay, so now I'm gonna find some papers to do our borders, our panels, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have some inks and we have a stencil, and I think I'm just gonna make the background in different shades of pink. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some of this pink. If you have like a light pink paper, you can start with that, I guess. And you can avoid this part. And we're just gonna ink this up. It's just to get rid of a little bit of that white, because white can be pretty harsh. I was looking to see if I had a pattern paper that would go well, but I didn't, so gotta go with the next option, right? Okay. Oops. I know you really can't see it, but it just takes down the white a little bit. And then we can come in with our stencil. I wish I had a stencil with like waves, because I think it would have gone good with this design, but gotta use what we have. I'm kind of happy. I mean, lately it's like you see there's a change in a lot of the content creators, that they're going back to using the stash. Even the big companies are like bringing out videos on stuff that you already have, that you might have. So I mean, I know everybody's struggling with these tariffs, but at least that's a positive, that we get some education on the things that we already purchased. And let's go ahead and finish this off. So the stencil is from Diamond Press. It was in one of those kits that I bought. Okay, I'm not gonna concern myself too much with the middle. that's gonna go covered. So we have that, and I don't think we could do anything else with this stencil. Maybe we can. Should we try it? Let's try it. I mean, if it doesn't work, then we could just start again. Maybe we should try it with yellow. All right, let's play. If it doesn't work, at least I have another background for another project. All right, I'm gonna hold that down and go over it with yellow. See how this goes. And we're almost done. Oh, look how cute. Okay. I'm not mad at that. Yes, let's do that. All right. Okay, so that's gonna go there. And if we wanted to, we could cut another panel in white, even though I kind of like the way it looks like that. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. Woo! What a relief. Okay. So we're going to stamp this down, and it says, have fun in the sun. And I think I'm just going to stamp it directly onto there. And if we wanted to, we could get like a little strip or something. And this one says sweet summer times. So we can maybe put that there. We can stamp them both out and see how it's gonna look. But yay, I love the way the background looks. Okay, I'm gonna stamp this one, and I'm gonna stamp this one out on white card, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our card base, and we have our top panel. And I think I cut this a little big. That's okay. I can always trim a little bit from the bottom. Kind of a dent there anyway. Let me do that. Going to take a teeny bit off, maybe like a 1/16 of an inch. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put this panel here. Glue this down, let's tack it. And move that a little bit down. Probably have to trim it just a little bit more, but that's okay. Let's finish it up and then I'll trim it. always flip it around this way. Do that. And now we can start adding some of these. So you see I put the stamp there, so cute. And we can start gluing these together. Okay. And let's put the next panel on. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to put my arms down on the table because for some reason I feel that that makes me a little more stable to place these things. All right. Okay. More or less right there. And then I cut another layer out to put our second sentiment up. Just want to pop that up without using foam tape. And I'm gonna take a piece of card and press. And then remove any excess glue. And then this will go here. Okay. Let me look at it, make sure it's not crooked. And let me double check. And I think we're good to go. Look how cute that is. Let's see. Move some of that sunlight. I mean that light. So that's our card. Cute. Let me trim this down a little bit. I put that a little crooked, you know, it is what it is. It's a handmade card. I'm not going to stress over it. And if I try to take it out and reposition it, I'm just going to cause more damage. So sometimes you just got to let it go. Okay. Here we go. So I'll take some pictures of it and I will post it for you guys. It was nice hanging out with you guys for a little bit. I know a lot of the video is kind of speeded, but it's just it took a long time to color, so instead of having this making it an hour and a half video, we can shorten it. Anyway, I'll talk to you real soon.